All right, guys, let's look at adding mixed numbers. Adding fractions was really simple last week, and all of our fractions had common denominators. You're going to see that's the same with our mixed numbers. We're still going to have common denominators. There is 2 steps, though, to adding mixed numbers. First things first, what makes it a mixed number is it's got a whole number and a fraction mixed together, hence the word mixed number. What we're going to do is add the whole number first, and then add the fractions. So it's similar to adding just fractions, but they're throwing just one more step. So take a look at this. I'm going to take the whole numbers 1 and 2, and I get the whole number 3. Then I'm just going to take the fraction 2/5 plus 1/5, and I get 3/5. Adding mixed numbers, add the whole number first, add the fraction second, and you're set. The answer is 3 and 3/5. Let's take a look at a couple of your Splash Math examples for today's work. All right, so what I like about Splash Math is they're giving you a picture to go along with it. So here's their 5/3, and that's those orange pieces are 5/3 plus 1/3. Well, when you look at it as an image, you can see 5/3 plus 1/3 makes 1, 2 whole. So your answer by looking at the picture is 2 whole. If you were to just solve it without a picture, you would keep that denominator the same and add the numerator. Now, this is an improper fraction, and in order to get that answer, you would have to decompose that or use your division facts, because really another way of looking at 6/3 is really it's 6 divided by 3, which is 2. That's one of our strategies for taking an improper into a mixed or a whole number, and so that's one way you can get that. The picture on Splash Math is one way, but decomposing or dividing is another. Let's look at another one here. Okay, we've got 1 and 2/3 and 1/3. Now Splash Math is putting it on a number line. They're starting at 1 and 2/3, and they're going 1/3 more. And they end up at 2 whole. Right, here's another example. We've got 4/3 and 2/3, and this is similar to a fraction we've solved before. You're going to have to select one of these colors. I grabbed the orange one, and I colored in 4/3, you can see over here. Then I grabbed a different color and colored in 2/3. So they're just asking us to represent this with a picture. And of course, when you add 4/3 and 2/3, you get 1, 2 whole. Here's 7/5 and 2/5, and 7/5 is represented here in yellow. See how it's improper? It's more than 1 whole, and 2/5 more. That equals, when we add those together, that equals 9/5. But Splash Math is going to ask you to take that improper and show it as a mixed number, and that was from 2 weeks ago. So just remember, when you do that, you can decompose that 9/5 and pull out a 5/5, which is 1 whole, and that leaves 4/5 more, because remember 5/5 plus 4/5 equals 9/5. So it's really 1 whole and 4/5. And here's another one. 1 and 2/4 plus 1 and 2/4. We add that whole number first. So I'm going to do 1 plus 1 is 2. And then the fraction 2/4 plus 2/4 is 4/4. Now here's what's tricky about this one. There's some regrouping in here, so to speak. This 4/4 is really 1 whole. So this would be 2 whole plus 1 whole more, which would be 3 whole. All right, no pictures on this one, but let's go ahead and add those whole numbers first. So we're going to do the 1 plus 1 is 2, really basic, and then just add those fractions. 3/6 and 2/6, 5/6. Done, our answer is 2 and 5/6. Okay, this one they give us the problem and part of the answer. We've got to figure out what's missing. So if we add the whole number, there's 2 plus 0 is 2. Then all we have to do is add the fractions. 3/6 plus 2/6 would give you 5/6. So that's what we're missing here. This one, they're going to give us part of the problem and the answer. So let's look at those whole numbers first. What plus 1 is 2? All you're missing here is 1. And one last example. Remember whole number first. So 1 plus 0 is 1. And then fractions, 3/4 plus 1/4 is 4/4. Remember, they're going to ask you to simplify that. You can't leave that 4/4 because that's still really equivalent to 1 whole. So it would be like 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 whole.